to Miss Cindy's kitchen, otherwise known as Stress Town. Our van that we've nicknamed Murphy decided to take a dump on the freeway today. Yes. Anyway, if it was a large animal, it would be out in the back pasture and shot and butchered by now. Yeah. But anyway, so we're having an easy dinner tonight in that it's stuff that we had on hand or in the freezer. So, a few weeks ago, we were given a whole bunch of onions that were peeled and trimmed, and my daughter put them in the freezer to use later because we didn't have room in the fridge. So I pulled those out, and we're going to cut those up into the onions for the fajitas, because we really like fajitas. And then, going through the freezer, we had some bell peppers that were already cut up, and you can pretty much use whatever peppers you have on hand. And that just reminded me that we have some small bell peppers I can fish out of the freezer too to use up, as well as these full-size ones that are cut into strips. And then recently I got a big pack of chicken breasts from Winco, and when I get the big chicken breasts, I don't know what kind of chickens these come from because they're probably close to a pound a piece. So maybe they have a yeah. So maybe they sing Jolene in their spare time. Anyway, so basically with the chicken breasts, I trim off whatever fat and gristle is remaining, and then I cut them across the hemisphere, and then again. So basically, I get 4 to 6 pieces per large chicken breast, and then I take a tenderizer tool and pound them thin. And then I decided to layer them in wax paper so that way I could put them in a zipper bag. However, that hasn't quite happened yet because, you know, life gets busy. But anyway, I layered them in the freezer. So I already have some pulled off to cut up for the fajitas tonight. So let me show you how easy it is to cut a frozen onion. And you want to keep your kitchen tools sharp, because it's safer to use sharp kitchen tools because they're less likely to slip and cut you. And if you do end up cutting yourself, a sharp knife is much easier to injury to repair than a jagged one. Mm-hmm. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe and keep coming back for more recipes. So let me just show you how to cut these. And it's pretty easy. You just kind of have to rock the knife back and forth like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of these. So we're going to pause you all for a moment. And then when they're ready to go in the pan, we'll bring you back. Alright, and we're back. And I went ahead and sliced up all 3 onions, because onions are part of the Allanisium family, which is onions and garlic and the like. And they're very good with their antiviral, antibacterial properties, so I figured a little more onion, why not?
I have a question.
What?
So, was it easier to cut the onions while they were frozen, or does it compare to while they were raw?
Actually, surprisingly, it was easier because they were firmer in a good way, in that they weren't slippery and hard. They were more firm and easy to cut because I just put the knife straight down.
Okay.
And I don't know, it just made it easier. And these are the small bell peppers I had in the freezer from March. So I wanted to use them up. So I figured I'd just do a use it up meal. You know?
Sure, we have it, we use it.
Yeah, because, you know, there's times when you want to be good stewards of whatever groceries come your way. Mm-hmm. And these bell peppers were needing to be used up before I took off to take care of my mom back in May. So I just went ahead and cut them up and froze them. And I could cut them up smaller, but it's okay.
And is with them like thawing out from being frozen, is it going to affect the flavor at all, or?
The bell peppers will be a little softer, but I mean fresh is preferable. But you know, it's always good to do a use it up meal to go through your groceries. So we're gonna do that, and that's the not end of the pepper. The onion. So that's why I got the big skillet out for the peppers and onions. And then I'm going to saute the chicken in the other pan once I get everything in the skillet. So these bell peppers were actually in somebody else's freezer, so they figured I could use them up faster than they would, so they sent them my way. So, and remember, the more vegetables you use in your fajitas, the less meat you'll need for your fajitas. So, and plus it's also healthier for your gut too, to have more vegetables. So, now that I got those going, I'm going to go ahead and flip my cutting board over, because my meat cutting board has for some reason taken leave of its normal spot in the cabinet. So I don't quite know where it is, but I'm going to, these are the pieces of chicken I pulled off from the big batch of chicken. So I'm going to cut these into strips, and then let me go ahead and turn on the stove. Turn on the front burner. And cutting frozen chicken is actually easier than fresh because it's firmer. So even if you have fresh chicken, you can always put it in the freezer for like 15 minutes and it will firm up a bit, make it easier to cut.
And it's not going to affect the flavor?
Fresh chicken is preferable, but frozen is easier. And sometimes that's what people just get when they're at the store. Because a lot of places have the boneless, skinless frozen chicken breasts for a good price. I just got fresh because I was buying other fresh meat. So that's the chicken that I happened to get when we were at Winco. So I'm probably going to use about a pound of chicken. And then, you know, about triple or quadruple the amount in vegetables. So again, this is just a way to make the best use of your groceries. Some people only shop every couple of weeks. Some people once a month. Just whatever's easiest for you. If you buy fresh meat, you can do some of the prep work ahead of time. And then that way, it'll be faster when you go to actually start cooking it. And interestingly, even though I have tongs in this far right canister, my family decided to put them in the very front canister because there was cooking tools in there, so they decided to put the tongs with the cooking tools.
Ah.
They decided to freestyle it a bit. But,
well, that wasn't me, so.
yeah, who knows. Anyway, let me stir up the vegetables a little bit. So I like lots of veggies with my fajitas.
And
So,
do you add any seasoning to it?
once the vegetables are at least halfway cooked, I'm going to add some garlic powder or fresh garlic, but it's buried in the refrigerator. Probably use some garlic salt, and then some cayenne and cumin and oregano. Oregano is really good for Mexican style food. And then any stray bits of salsa I have in the fridge are also good to go in the fajita mix.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know how you sometimes get little condiments with takeaway meals? You know? May as well use it up.
Yeah.
Well, while this cooks, we're going to put you on pause and then we'll bring you back when we're closer to it being ready. So, while you guys were waiting for us, I finished cooking the pepper and onion mixture. And then after the chicken was cooked, I chopped it up into smaller pieces to make it go farther. Because in today's day and age, meat is expensive. And so if you can have less meat and more vegetables, it's healthier and cheaper. And holding with tradition.
You got a cabinet open?
Cabinet open. So I put in garlic salt, garlic powder. Gotta have lots of garlic. Some cumin, a teeny bit of cayenne. I just sprinkle stuff on, but the cayenne is probably not more than like a quarter teaspoon.
So you just kind of like, you know.
Yeah, until the ancestors tell me it's good. So, but if you look at the ingredients for taco seasoning and fajita seasoning, they have these commonalities in them. Not necessarily cayenne, but maybe chili powder. But cayenne was closer. I just used lesser of it. And then you can always use salsa to build up your taco meat or fajitas.
So when did you like? I should say like shake this stuff on when it was.
Pretty much when the vegetables were like 3/4 of the way cooked, and I sweated them off quite a bit because frozen vegetables will sweat to where they have a lot of liquid. So I probably pulled a good 3 cups of liquid off of this, just a spoon at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also put some vegetables in to roast in the oven for a side dish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait till the vegetables are done, and then we're gonna let this cool down a little bit, and then when Logan gets home, we'll have him do a taste test. So we're gonna do the taste test. I put guacamole and pico de gallo on the tortillas.
That looks good.
And then I made some cauliflower and cheese.
Interesting. It kind of looks like eggs.
There.
That's what I thought it was when I walked in here. I thought it was.
And for Tyler,
Me too.
give him a
I
fork.
saw eggs on the bar pan and I was like, oh, new way of cooking eggs. Interesting.
Well, I need 2 hands to hold the taco,
Okay.
so I'll just try these instead. Steamy.
There you go.
Hot.
What?
Yeah.
Logan?
Get a grip on the fajitas.
Just like I always say, get a grip.
Get a grip.
Yeah.
Good?
Very good. The bell peppers are nice and soft. I like the choice to add the guacamole and the pico de gallo. The meat's tender. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Tyler? Tyler's plate is floating in midair as I'm holding it.
Yeah. It's magic.
How is it?
I haven't gotten any meat yet.
That's probably the best part.
Oh,
Do
wait.
you want me to get you a fork?
Yes, please.
I just bit to a small piece of meat.
Thank you.
And?
I just bit into another section that was just vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Great, though. It tastes really great.
How is it?
I know, he's got his mouth full.
Is it good?
Hot. The cheese tastes really good. Along with the cauliflower. Very good.
Very good.
Very
We got dinner?
unique take on cauliflower.
Yeah.
We got dinner?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. Thank you again for joining us on another journey to dinner. Using up what we have on hand. We had a tub of guacamole and pico de gallo that needed to be used up, and the bell peppers from the freezer, the onions from the freezer, and the chicken was actually in the freezer too. So just food you have on hand in the freezer. You don't need to get takeout when you've had a crazy day. You just come home and make an easy dinner. So make sure you like and subscribe and keep on sharing and commenting, and come back again soon.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.